Right now, someone you trust completely is manipulating you. And the worst part? Your own brain is helping them do it. What I'm about to reveal will make you question every relationship you've ever had. Don't look away. Most people go their entire lives believing they make their own decisions. They believe they choose who they love. They believe they choose who they trust. They believe they're in control. But here's what nobody tells you. You were never in control. Not even close. There's a silent war happening inside your mind every single second of every single day. And you don't even know you're losing it. Let me explain. Your brain was not designed to protect you from people. It was designed to protect you from lions, from storms, from starvation. It was built for a world that no longer exists. But the threats? Oh, the threats evolved. They got smarter. They put on suits. They learned to smile. They learned your language. They learned exactly what to say to make you feel safe right before they take everything from you. Think about the last time someone made you feel guilty for setting a boundary. Think about the last time someone's words didn't match their actions, but you ignored it because their voice was so calm, so reassuring. Think about the last time you felt something was wrong in your gut, but your brain talked you out of it. That wasn't a mistake. That was engineering. There's a mechanism buried deep inside your psychology called the trust default. Your brain is literally wired to trust first and question later. It's a survival shortcut from thousands of years ago when belonging to a group meant staying alive. If you didn't trust the tribe, you were cast out. And being cast out meant death. So your brain made a deal with itself. Trust quickly. Bond fast. Ask questions never. And this is exactly where the danger lives. Because the people who understand this about you, the ones who have studied how a human connection works, they don't use that knowledge to love you better. They use it to anchor themselves into your life so deep that removing them feels like removing a part of yourself. You felt that before. That person you knew was wrong for you. That situation you knew was toxic. But leaving felt impossible. Leaving felt like dying. That wasn't love. That wasn't loyalty. That was your ancient brain screaming that separation from the group equals death. And someone, whether they knew it consciously or not, was exploiting that wiring. This is the first truth about human behavior that most people will never accept. You are not as free as you think you are. Your choices are filtered through fear, through attachment wounds, through biological programming that hasn't been updated in over 200,000 years. And until you see that clearly, until you understand the machine you're operating, you will keep handing the keys to people who were never meant to drive your life. Now, that was just the surface. What comes next goes deeper. Much deeper. Into the part of human behavior that even psychologists are afraid to talk about openly. Now let me take you somewhere uncomfortable. Somewhere most people refuse to go. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't just about other people. It's about you. You manipulate people too. Stay with me. Don't click away. This isn't an attack. This is the most important mirror you'll ever look into. Every single human being on this planet has a shadow side. A version of themselves they never post about. Never talk about at dinner. Never admit to in therapy. It lives beneath every polite smile, every generous gesture, every act of so-called kindness. And here's what makes it terrifying. Most of the time, you don't even know it's operating. Have you ever done something nice for someone and then felt angry when they didn't appreciate it enough? Have you ever given love specifically so you could receive it back? Have you ever stayed silent during an argument, not because you were being mature, but because you knew your silence would punish the other person more than any words ever could? That's your shadow. And it doesn't make you evil. It makes you human. But here's where it gets dangerous. When you refuse to acknowledge this part of yourself, it doesn't disappear. It goes underground. It starts running your life from the basement of your subconscious. And the people around you feel it even when they can't name it. They feel the strings attached to your generosity. They feel the conditions hidden inside your love. They sense the quiet scorekeeping behind your sacrifices. And slowly, without a single argument, without a single confrontation, trust begins to rot from the inside out. This is what psychologists call covert manipulation. And it's not something only narcissists do. It's something almost everyone does when they're operating from unhealed pain. Let me paint this picture for you. A mother who sacrifices everything for her children but reminds them of that sacrifice every chance she gets. A partner who says they want you to be happy but withdraws emotionally the moment you make a decision without them. A friend who supports you publicly but asks subtle questions designed to make you doubt yourself privately. None of these people think they're manipulating anyone. In their minds, they're loving. They're caring. They're giving. But the effect on the people around them is suffocating. Confusing. Crazy-making. Because the words say one thing and the energy says something completely different. And this is the crisis nobody talks about. We live in a world obsessed with identifying toxic people out there. We read articles. We watch videos. We learn the vocabulary. Narcissist. Gaslighter. Love bomber. We become experts at diagnosing everyone around us. But we never once turn that lens inward. We never once ask the question that actually changes everything. What if I'm the one doing damage without knowing it? That question is terrifying. It shakes your identity. It threatens the story you've been telling yourself your whole life. The story that says you're the good one. You're the victim. You're the one who always gives and never gets enough back. But here's the raw truth. The people who cause the most damage in this world are not the ones who know they're harmful. It's the ones who are completely convinced they're good. Because that conviction becomes a shield. It blocks all self-reflection. It makes accountability impossible. And it turns every relationship into a courtroom where they are always the judge and never the defendant. If you're still watching this, you're different. You're willing to sit in the discomfort. And that willingness alone separates you from 90% of the population. Because what I'm about to reveal next is the darkest mechanism of human behavior. The one that controls how people destroy each other while believing they're doing the right thing. And once you see it, you will never unsee it. There is a word that most people misunderstand completely. A word that has been weaponized so effectively that it now destroys more relationships than infidelity, more families than addiction, and more friendships than betrayal ever could. That word is love. Stay with me because this is where everything shifts. Most people have never experienced real love in their entire lives. What they've experienced is a transaction dressed up in emotional language. And they don't know the difference because nobody ever taught them the difference. So they keep repeating the same cycle. Giving to get. Attaching to control. Sacrificing to create debt. And calling all of it love. But it's not love. It's a hostage negotiation. Let me show you how this works in the real world. In the world that actually hurts. In the world where people cry themselves to sleep wondering why they feel so empty despite being surrounded by people who claim to care about them. A person grows up in a home where love was conditional. Maybe their father only showed affection when they performed well in school. Maybe their mother only softened when they abandoned their own needs to take care of hers. The child learns a devastating lesson before they even have the language to understand it. Love is not free. Love is earned. Love is a currency. And if you stop paying, love disappears. That child grows up. They enter relationships. And without knowing it, they carry that economy into every single connection they build. They become the overgiver who secretly resents. They become the people pleaser who quietly keeps score. They become the partner who says everything is fine while building a case file of every disappointment, every unmet expectation, every moment they gave more than they received. And then one day, they explode. Or worse. They go cold. They disappear emotionally. They shut down so completely that the person standing in front of them feels like they're talking to a wall. And nobody understands what happened. Because on the surface, everything looked perfect. The relationship looked healthy. The friendship looked strong. The family looked happy. But underneath, a silent collapse had been building for years. This is the crisis of modern human connection. We are surrounded by people but starving for authenticity. We have more ways to communicate than any generation in history, yet loneliness is now classified as a public health epidemic. And the reason is not because people are bad. The reason is because people are wounded. And wounded people don't connect. They perform. They adapt. They shapeshift into whatever version of themselves will guarantee the least amount of rejection. Think about that for a moment. How many versions of yourself exist? One for your family. One for your friends. One for work. One for social media. One for the person you're trying to impress. And then somewhere, buried beneath all those masks, is the version of you that nobody has ever met. The version you're terrified to reveal because the last time you showed someone who you really were, they used it against you. This is the wound that runs the world. Not greed. Not hatred. Not evil. Fear. The fear that who you actually are is not enough. And that fear doesn't just sit inside you quietly. It leaks into everything you do. It makes you over-explain yourself. It makes you apologize for existing. It makes you tolerate treatment you know you don't deserve because somewhere deep inside, a tiny voice whispers that maybe you do deserve it. Maybe this is all you're worth. And the people who sense that wound in you, some of them will try to heal it. But others will press on it. Gently at first. Testing how much you'll tolerate. Seeing how far they can push before you push back. And when they discover that you won't push back, that you've been trained since childhood to absorb pain and call it love, they settle in. They make themselves comfortable. And they begin to dismantle you so slowly that you don't even realize you're disappearing. By the time you notice, you don't recognize yourself anymore. You look in the mirror and the person staring back is a stranger. Someone tired. Someone hollow. Someone who forgot what their own voice sounds like because they've spent so long echoing everyone else's needs. This is not a metaphor. This is happening to someone watching this video right now. And if it's you, I need you to hear something. Really hear it. That tiny voice inside you, the one that says something is wrong, the one that whispers this isn't how it's supposed to feel, the one you keep ignoring because everyone around you keeps telling you to be grateful, to stop being so sensitive, to just try harder. That voice is not the enemy. That voice is the last honest part of you still fighting to survive. And what I'm about to reveal in the final part of this video is the one thing that determines whether that voice wins or loses. Whether you reclaim your life or lose it entirely. And I promise you, it's not what you think it is. Everything I've told you so far leads to this moment. This single truth. The one that separates people who break free from people who stay trapped forever. And it's going to sound deceptively simple. So simple that your brain will try to dismiss it. Your ego will try to minimize it. Every defense mechanism you've ever built will try to convince you that you already know this. But knowing and living are two completely different wars. Here it is. The most dangerous person in your life is the one you refuse to disappoint. Read that again in your mind. Let it land. Because that one sentence holds the key to almost every crisis you've ever experienced. Every time you silenced yourself to keep peace. Every time you abandoned your own needs to keep someone comfortable. Every time you swallowed your truth because the thought of their disapproval felt like a knife in your chest. You weren't being kind. You weren't being selfless. You were being controlled. Not by them. By your own terror of being abandoned. And this is the final mechanism I need you to understand. The one that runs deeper than manipulation. Deeper than trauma. Deeper than every psychological trick ever invented. It's called identity collapse. And it happens so gradually that you won't notice until you're already gone. It starts small. You stop wearing the clothes you like because someone made a comment once. You stop sharing your opinions because the last time you did, someone made you feel stupid. You stop dreaming because every time you expressed excitement about the future, someone reminded you of all the reasons you'd fail. Piece by piece, preference by preference, you edited yourself out of your own life. And what replaced you was a character. A role. A performance designed to keep everyone around you calm and satisfied. But here's what nobody tells you about performing. It costs you everything. Your health. Your joy. Your creativity. Your sleep. Your sanity. Because the body keeps the score. Every swallowed word becomes tension in your shoulders. Every suppressed emotion becomes a knot in your stomach. Every betrayal of yourself becomes exhaustion that no amount of sleep can fix. You're not tired because you're busy. You're tired because you're carrying a version of yourself that was never yours to begin with. And the moment you realize this, the moment it truly clicks, something terrifying happens. You have to make a choice. The hardest choice any human being can ever face. You have to choose between being loved and being free. Because the truth that nobody wants to admit is that some people in your life do not love you. They love your compliance. They love your availability. They love how small you make yourself so they can feel big. And the moment you start growing, the moment you start setting boundaries, the moment you start honoring that quiet voice inside you, those people will not celebrate you. They will fight you. They will guilt you. They will tell you you've changed like change is a crime. They will make you feel like the villain in a story where you were always the sacrifice. And this is the moment that defines everything. Because most people fold right here. Most people feel the guilt, feel the pressure, feel the fear of being alone, and they crawl back. They apologize for growing. They shrink again. They return to the performance. And the cycle continues. Year after year. Decade after decade. Until one day they wake up at 60, 70, 80 years old and realize they never actually lived. They survived. They endured. They existed inside someone else's story and never wrote their own. But not you. Not after this video. Not after everything you've just heard. Because now you see the machine. You see the wiring. You see the ancient programming and the modern traps and the silent agreements you made with people who never deserved that kind of power over your life. And sight is the beginning of freedom. Not the end. The beginning. It will be messy. It will be painful. Some people will leave. Some relationships will collapse. And there will be nights when the silence feels so loud that you'll wonder if you made the right choice. But in that silence, something extraordinary will happen. For the first time, maybe in your entire life, you'll hear your own voice. Not the voice that performs. Not the voice that people pleases. Not the voice that shrinks and apologizes and bends. Your real voice. The one that was there before the world told you it was too much. Before someone taught you that your needs were a burden. Before you learned to make yourself small enough to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. That voice has been waiting for you. Patiently. Faithfully. Through every betrayal and every heartbreak and every silent night where you felt completely invisible. It's still there. And it's asking you one question. When are you going to choose yourself? Not tomorrow. Not when the timing is perfect. Not when everyone around you finally gives you permission. Now. Today. This moment. Because this moment is the only one that has ever truly belonged to you. So here's what I want you to do. Not because I'm telling you to. But because the version of you that has been asleep for years, maybe decades, is finally waking up. If this video made you feel something real, something honest, something that cut through the noise and actually touched a part of you that you protect from the world, then do 3 things. Hit that like button. Not for me. For the algorithm. So this reaches someone else who is sitting alone right now wondering why they feel so lost in their own life. Share this video. Send it to someone you care about. Someone you've watched struggle in silence. Sometimes the right words at the right time can save a person from drowning. And subscribe to this channel. Because this is not the last conversation we need to have. This is just the beginning. And what's coming next will go even deeper. You found this video for a reason. Trust that. And for the first time in a long time, trust yourself. I'll see you in the next one.